good morning. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so this morning, Mary's going to start off with weather and water, and then after we have some trail chatter, and then after that, I'm not sure because I haven't looked at it yet. So we'll find out soon, though. All right. There you go, Mary.
Thank you, Donald.
You're welcome.
All right, good morning, everybody. This morning in Blairsville, it's 72 degrees and fair. We're looking at a high of 86 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds today with a slight chance of rain shower. And then tonight, 67 degrees, some clouds, and the winds will be light and variable today and tonight. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 79 degrees, dropping to 74 in the afternoon. Mostly sunny. There are showers and thunderstorms likely after 1 p.m. The winds will be 5 miles per hour with a 60% chance of rain. And then tonight, 67 degrees, showers and thunderstorms likely before 11 p.m. and then a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. And then a slight chance between 12 and 1 a.m. 5 mile per hour winds with a 60% chance of rain. So water is good on the trail for the most part. Make sure you're topping off at Hawk Mountain Shelter as you hike north 6.2 miles to Justice Creek. That is dry in between, so make sure you grab water at Hawk Mountain Shelter. Hogpen Gap is dry. Let's make sure that you're filling up enough at the options for the water sources. Top off and then you'll have enough to carry through. Burning Town Gap to Yellow Creek Gap up in North Carolina. Still has water, but that area is getting a little bit drier compared to the beginning of North Carolina. Also, let's remember when you're going closer to Blood Mountain, Slaughter Creek has had a little bit of water, but you want to make sure you top off before then to get you up and over Blood, as that area does dry up rather quickly. It's the time of year for snakes on the trails, so let's keep an eye out for snakes across the trail, rocks, boulders. They're out sunning themselves. Let's remember the copperhead nest in the boulders up on Cow Rock. In the last 3 days, as I've been taking hikers to and from the trail, I have had 3 snakes that I have seen crossing the gravel roads. I saw 3 of them out on my way to and from Springer Mountain. And then when I was coming out of Mooney Gap up in North Carolina yesterday on USFS 67, there was a snake up there crossing the road. There's ongoing bear closures and warnings in the Smoky Mountains. All the shelters are open, but still be cautious. Let's practice leave no trace. And the closed campsites are 90, 23, and 96. Bear warnings, Charlie's Bunyan, campsites 21, 86, 15, 64, and 65. All right, Donald, I'm going to turn this over to you now, and we'll talk about some other stuff that's going on out here and around the country.
All right. All right, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
All right, sweet. All right, so we'll start here. And I was reading about this guy last night. And so yesterday, a 79-year-old Florida man is missing after taking the COG train to the top of Mount Washington. 79-year-old William Davis of Jacksonville wandered off after taking the train. His wife reported he was last seen near the observation deck around 3:20 p.m. Wednesday. Officials leaned off his disappearance around 6 p.m. that day. A phone contact was made by a state park employee, and it seemed he was lost off trail, but didn't appear to be very far from the summit. He did not know where he was, but his description of the area made it seem he would have been easily located. However, after searching for an hour, he was not located and had stopped answering his phone. More than 24 rescue workers searched Wednesday alongside a drone team. The search was paused between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Thursday. Fog impacted the search late Wednesday, with thick clouds and increasing winds posing an issue Thursday, prompting the search to be postponed again. The search will resume Friday morning. Oh, no.
Well, let's hope they find him and that he's okay.
Yeah, right, dude. Jeez. I hope he stopped and sat down, and maybe he's just, who knows.
Yeah, especially when you're lost already, you're disoriented and everything. Best thing, sit.
Yeah, sit down, but he may even have some dementia going on, huh? They didn't say that in there.
No, I didn't say that, but at 79, there
Yeah.
could be a chance of it. You never know.
Right, he's probably not moving the best either, you know what I mean, man? That's, I hope the best comes out of
I do
that.
too.
All right, and so rescues. We have Richmond, Virginia. Two Chesterfield County Fire and EMS crew members helped rescue an injured hiker on Old Rag Mountain in Shenandoah National Park on Wednesday. According to Virginia State Police, MedFlight 1 was called to the park around 1:30 p.m. to rescue a hiker who had suffered a shoulder injury and could not make it back down the mountain. The rescued hiker was flown to waiting EMS crews at the base of the mountain. No further information. I did read that this is the second rescue off Old Rag in like this year, man, or recently. I was just reading it actually.
There's a lot of rescues going on.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Here.
Yes. So this is today.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's several pages.
All right, and now what we have going on recently, this year, last year, as 2020 has changed the way that people do things, man. Like they come outside and they wanna get outside and get some activities in and go and see the beautiful stuff, man. And hike. For instance, the most popular trails now, the CDT, PCT, Vermont Long Trail, AT, Florida Trail. I mean, trails have become a huge thing now, and it's not just these trails, not just long trails. It's short stuff too. People want to get out and explore. Awesome, but also at the same time, you need to be prepared. So we've written up something. Mary wrote something up this morning. I haven't read it yet, but let's see what she wrote down. All right, so we have been seeing an increase in rescues. Many hikers need rescue due to a combination of factors. 1, lack of preparation and experience. Many hikers underestimate the difficulty of trails, lack of knowledge of the area, or fail to check weather conditions. Examples: high heat, closed trails, lack of weather, steep elevations beyond capabilities, gear not appropriate for the area, or experience their lack of. B, insufficient gear, not carrying essentials like a map, compass, first aid supplies, or proper clothing, Garmin inReaches. Depending on where you are, you may even want to carry one of those satellite maps, man, that tell you and have the map set up in it. You can get Garmin watches that have the same setup. And then, of course, you want to have the inReach and buckle it to you, or have it on you, on your person, and not hooked to your, where everyone hooks their, where I see everyone hook it right here to their, yeah, and I think that you definitely need to be, have that on you. All right, and so overestimating abilities, inexperienced hikers may push themselves beyond their physical limits or attempt routes that are too challenging for their skill level. It's happening a lot lately, man. People are not, they just don't have the ability, experience. They're not actually doing some hard studying, like, not getting into Appalachian Trail room or CDT room or whatever and asking questions and having 3 million answers thrown at you. You need to actually do some real hardcore studying and going out and actually experiencing it and doing it yourself, hands-on, man. All right, and so C, overestimating abilities. Inexperienced hikers may push themselves beyond their physical limits or attempt routes that are too challenging for their skill level. I see this all the time, more and more. People are looking at something online, seeing that it may be a trail that they shouldn't be doing, but they go ahead and do it anyways because they think that they're on a stair stepper every day, or maybe they've done a few things here and there, like jog down the road. going up in the mountains is a much different experience. You're using different muscles. There's just things that go on out here, man, that you have to have experience with. And you just can't come out here and start rock hopping up the side of a mountain or, there's just a lot going on. Even, climbing over those rocks and stuffs, man. If you're going up the side of a landslide or a rock slide or whatever, man, it takes a lot of moving around, man. And one of the biggest things I see people not doing is stretching. They just get up and go, man. And you really need to stretch and get your stuff warmed up, man. Like within a mile, usually I dress up in the morning, everything, pants and all, and then I strip down in about a mile. And you should stretch after that too, man. You know what I mean? Especially if you're older. All right. And so D, reliance on technology. Cell phones can be helpful, but to rely only on them can be risky, especially in areas of poor cell service and battery limits. So once again, satellite is good, man. If they rent, Iridium rents satellite phones. They're not as expensive as they used to be, man. I mean, if you got enough money, get a satellite dish from Musk or whatever, man. What is he called again? Starlink. And so, I mean, you can get a one that you can stick in your backpack now, man, and walk around with the mobile Starlink thing. All right, and so, but that all being said, definitely you want a Garmin InReach, man. You can use those to they text us all the time with their Garmin InReach satellite thingies.
That's right.
We get texts all the time from them, and but don't count on that stuff. Have a compass and a map, and know how to use it. All right, and so 2, getting lost or disoriented. A, many hikers get lost after venturing off trail, often to take shortcuts or restroom. That lady what was her, Geraldine? I can't remember her full name, dude. But it was the lady that she went off trail to go to the bathroom, I guess, and ended up a mile away from the trail in the middle of the Maine woods. And she died right there in her tent, man, a mile off trail.
That's right.
So make sure that you, once again, when you walk off trail, man, know where you're walking, watch where you're walking, even make little landmarks. Right. And so so there was another story here. Here's another one. These 2 guys, man, these 2 kids, man, they lived all their life together or whatever, dude. And one of them, I believe, was going to college or going to start his first job in California. So they drive from the East Coast to the West Coast, man, and they end up in the desert, man. And they stop at this place to camp overnight. And it's like there's like a visitor center and you can sign in, and it's in the middle of the desert. Well, they get out of their car, they take a couple bottles of water with them, and they walk on the trail. And they get out there a little bit, and they decide to walk down off trail and pitch their tent and stuff. Now, I think it was dark when they did this. But when they got up the next morning, they didn't know where the trail was. So they started to walk around, and they could not find this trail. They couldn't find it. And so they ended up like wandering in the desert in the wrong direction. And so they can't find it. They go back to their tent, and now they're laying in their tent, and they're like dying. And one of the kids says, "I will you kill me?" And the guy fucking killed his friend. And a couple minutes later, or like an hour later, a ranger found them. And he'd already killed his friend. So found them out there, man. And the trail was literally right up on the embankment or whatever, dude. It was like 100 yards away from them. And so he got charged, actually, for killing his friend and stuff, man. And it was insane. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, and so that's how quick you can lose trail, man. All right, and so B, poor visibility. Fog, darkness, or dense vegetation can make it hard to stay on trail. C. Fatigue or disorientation, dehydration, hypothermia, or simply being tired can affect judgment. Well, that's what happened this year up on Katahdin with the, I can't remember what their last names, what the woman and the father that walked up from A-Ball up to the top of the mountain, and it was bad weather that day, but they made a decision to push on, and they both ended up dying, one from hypothermia, well, both from hypothermia, but I believe that the daughter slid down the mountain and suffered some injuries possibly, but still in the end, I think hypothermia was the final, that's what the final answer was, or for what happened. Okay, and so definitely fatigue or disorientation is definitely something you want to watch out for. So watch out for dehydration. Don't go out in cold weather without the proper gear.
And all of that starts to work together. You know, you might
Sure.
just have dehydration at one point, but then that can lead to the exhaustion and,
Yes.
and the disorientation and everything, which in the end leads to a big unfortunate
Well,
issue there.
Well, like that kid. So maybe a week ago, I was talking about the kid in Mount Whitney with his father. They did a 19-hour push up the hardest side of the trail, and they were trying to go up and back. And the kid started to hallucinate and ended up walking off the side of a cliff, man, because he was seeing like all kinds of stuff, I guess.
Yes.
And he suffered dehydration, and he was tired, and this kid, his father kept saying he was like triathlons, like he ran and swam and blah, blah, blah. Well, man, he also had, when you get up in the elevation, I forget what it's called.
The high altitude pulmonary edema.
Thank you, pulmonary edema, dude. So that was part of it also, that he wasn't acclimated to the elevation. So a lot of things can happen. Anyways, let's move on to number 3. We got a medical emergencies. A, injuries, falls, sprains, and other injuries make difficult or unable to walk, requiring rescue. B, medical conditions. Medical conditions can be heart issues, breathing issues, asthma, which when you get in the higher elevations can probably get worse. I don't have asthma, so I don't know exactly what's up.
Too,
Diabetes.
I've talked to people that are diabetic, and they tell me how when they hike, their food is changed because, you know, I don't have diabetes, so I don't know a lot about it, but they're supposed to have certain carbohydrates, certain sugars, certain everything. And when you're out there hiking, your body, your metabolism is different, so they can be affected too, depending on each individual situation. So they have to kind of, you know, modify and alter and change it to make sure that nothing happens to them when they're hiking.
Right. Great information right there. All right, so next we're going to go to 4 unforeseen circumstances. A, changing weather can bring sudden temperature drops, storms that can create dangerous situations. So you want to be prepared for any emergency, man. Anything can happen out here. Not just on the trail. We're not just talking about the Appalachian Trail now. We're talking about you're in the back country. All right, and so being caught after dark because of underestimating hike abilities and can get lost. So definitely be prepared for have light. So 5, inadequate planning and awareness. A, failing to set a turnaround time to avoid hiking after dark and getting lost or injured. Happens all the time, especially on Everest. I'm sure everyone has seen what's going on Everest, and not just on Everest. I was just using that as an example, but definitely you have to plan. And like I was saying before, make sure that you don't just get online and start asking questions from people that I call it the blind leading the blind, man. And so I would get online and start looking up like solid books like AWOL, Alda, Far Out, man. You know, and also get online and see what people say. I'm not saying don't do that, but don't take that as like your final answer. You have to look everything up and study it, and you're not going to get any better answers than from someone that lives in the area. So your best probably thing to do is call businesses along the area and ask them what's going on.
That's right.
And so, B, not informing others of your planned route can delay rescue efforts if you need help. So definitely inform someone on where you're going, what time that you're starting, what time you're getting off or planning on getting out. And if you can touch base with them at the end of the day, you know, have a set up plan. Hey, and if you have one of those Gammon satellite inReaches, you most definitely can touch base at the end of the day because it allows you to.
That's right.
All right, so ignoring signs that are posted for safety for trail closures due to high heat, lack of water, landslides, or need of repair can lead to need for rescue. It's happening all the time today. I read it time after time after time after time. People ignoring signs and then falling off a waterfall, or ignoring the signs and then turn up missing because of a landslide or whatever, man. Anything can happen out here.
Look at all the people in the Arizona desert areas
Oh,
right now. They're
all the
ignoring
time,
signs
yeah.
that are posted for high heat, do not hike here. They're going right past them. And
Like
there's
that
been-
family, like
right,
14, like
There's
a
been
couple weeks
numerous.
back with a 15-month-old baby dude
numerous
down in a.
rescues needed.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You gotta pay attention to the warnings, man. You just can't ignore them. Even though you've been on that trail a million times, you still have to pay attention to that stuff, man.
That's right.
All right, so work your way up to hiking in higher elevations and carry appropriate gear and supplies. Hazardous terrain such as steep slopes, drop-offs, unstable footing can increase rescue needs. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Acadia National Park, but there is a beach there, and on that beach, man, at the far end of it is a little like rock mound, or like this rock that juts up out of the ocean in the land right there at the end of the. Anyway, it's called the Beehive. And so the other day, I was watching someone climbing it, and it was just a quick little like shorts or whatever on YouTube. But the woman had sandals on, man, and she's walking across these grades. Like, there's two ways to get up the Beehive. There's like this expert route, and then there's another route for people that don't want to scale the side of cliffs or climb up the rungs and stuff. But she had sandals on doing this, man, and I thought it was just the most absurd thing to do out there, man. It's like, dude, don't do that, man. This is how people get hurt. So she's walking across this grate, man, with her sandals, dude, and all I can think of is, what if your sandal, like the little end of it got caught on that grate, dude, or something, man? You're gonna fall and take a good tumble off the side of that mountain. But anyways, yeah, definitely, man. You gotta be wearing the correct gear and know your limitations. All right, so Mary's personal opinion. Let's see what Mary's personal opinion is. A lot of people visiting the mountains, waterfalls, trails, deserts, and high elevation areas not accustomed to can lead to the increased need for rescue due to social media and people glamorizing these areas, leading to others to take risks not prepared for because others are doing it. It doesn't make it safe for everyone. And so it's my opinion also. And I think that there's definitely a lot of talk, and everyone just, or all these companies and influencers and are all the newer people that are coming in, man, that are interested in this are being guided by the blind. And, it's getting people hurt. It's clear as day that people are getting hurt because of this stuff, man. And, I guess there's nothing that we can really do besides just talk about it, and hopefully someone hears what we're saying. And, it may not be the cool thing, but it's the right thing.
Yes, we always want to keep safety first so we can continue to enjoy everything that there is.
That's right, man. And so, having fun is is why we're out here, to relax, to escape, maybe to challenge yourself. I'm not sure, but being prepared is so important. So yesterday, so Jordan works at Mountain Crossings also, and I guess he was going out to the shed and encountered a juvenile bear tearing up the shed, right?
Well, he said that, he was telling me when he went out there, he opened up the door and there was the bear right there inside.
Right,
So he
dude.
managed to squeeze into a little
Rifling right
spot.
through the garbage.
He tore it all up.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, bear surprised him. He surprised the bear, and
Yeah.
the bear did take off running.
Yeah.
So,
He went on to his next garbage can.
but not before he completely demolished all the trash.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that, man. That's terrible. And so they've definitely got they're out of control, man. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I don't.
Okay, guys. Well, if anyone needs anything at all, you guys give Mary and I a call and we'll do our best to assist you. One love. Peace.